Hello and welcome to Star Wars Grand Moff. I am the Grand Moff and today we are doing another tier list video for all the Star Wars characters in this tier list. Remember, this is just my personal opinion. Let me know who your favourite character in this list is in the comments down below. And let's get started. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that like button. Let's begin. So the first one's Ahsoka. Now Ahsoka, when she first came out, was so disliked. I made a video about this and how the evolution of her and how much she changed throughout the Clone Wars, and she ended up being such an iconic character. I'm going to put her in S straight away because for me, when I think of the Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, and now she's getting her own season as well, it just makes me so happy. Such a beloved character. I think that's enough said about her. Anakin Skywalker, protagonist, antagonist of the prequel era. I love Hayden Christensen. I think he's a really good actor. I just think some of the things he was given by George Lucas didn't help. If we're talking about just the films, maybe not the best character, but through the extended media like Clone Wars and how much is done with him, I'm gonna put him in A for now, but it is somewhere up there. I do really like the character of Anakin and how he's wants to do the right thing, but he's just emotionally sort of scarred and is very heavily influenced by one man here who we'll get to. Ventress. I feel like I'm going to be putting all of these really high. I really like the character of Ventress. Now, hear me out. When it starts in the Clone Wars, I really don't like Ventress. She is the cliche cartoon villain, but her redemption arc is just amazing. And if any of you have read the novel of her with Quinlan Vos, and their whole story, it's just really amazing, and it really enhances the character of Ventress. And towards the end of the Clone Wars, of course, as well, she just becomes this different character. The whole Dathomir arc, and then her helping Ahsoka on Coruscant, all just amazing. So, really good Ventress. I like Anakin more, maybe because he's more of a main character, so I'm going to put them like that for now. Now we have Baby Yoda, or Grogu. Now, I know a lot of people really like Grogu, but for me, he's just adorable. He's just an adorable sidekick, isn't he? He's got his Force powers, which I think are pretty cool. I love it when he eats those fish eggs. That is my favourite Grogu ever, and the way he just keeps eating them. But I feel like a lot of time he's got the cuteness factor and comic relief, rather than being a character. So I'm thinking somewhere here. I'm going to put him here for now, but we'll see how we go. Like I said with my previous video, I might swap people around as we go. BB-8. Got no problem with BB-8, but you're definitely a tier above her. But what really is there to say? Even if R2-D2 was on here, I don't think it'd be too high on my list. And on the ball, I really don't like him on the ball. It makes no sense. No other astromech looks anything like him except for him. I don't know. He's not for me. He's a way of selling toys, very similar to Grogu, but I just never really got attached to him. I like that he did the thumbs up with the lighter. That was about it. Next is Boba Fett. If we're talking Boba Fett from the original series, then he'd be somewhere up here. The way they're developing his character now, I can't get behind Boba Fett. I just can't. I loved him in the original trilogy. He was one of my favourite characters. He was this badass bounty hunter who was the best in the whole galaxy. He was renowned for being the best in the galaxy. And then, well, if you've seen Boba Fett on Disney Plus, then you'll know why he's so low. If we're talking about just the original trilogy, I think it should be just behind Ventress. But I'm including all material, so he goes down to C tier. C-3PO, human-cyborg relations. Oh, it's really tough. I really like C-3PO, but I hate to watch C-3PO. So we're talking about when I'm watching Star Wars, I'm a bit like, ugh. Every episode he's in the Clone Wars, I just have to skip his bits mainly because he's just, ugh. But in the original films, he's not too bad. He's better than BB-8, so I'm gonna put him here. Now we have Cad Bane. Now Cad Bane for me is an amazing character. But the way he is in Book of Boba Fett, another character they've ruined. But do you know what? No, I'm going to put him here because he is ruined in Book of Boba Fett. However, him in Clone Wars, oh my goodness. He is everything this character would have been with a backstory. Not including Book of Boba Fett series, obviously. But They took basically what was good about him in the original and added it to Cad Bane. Cad Bane is manipulative. He is the only person, especially a non-Force user, to break into the Jedi Temple. Sorry, I'm getting so excited at Cad Bane. I really like him. He's just amazing. He is cutthroat, he's to the point, and he'll do whatever it takes to get the bounty. And I love him. Next, we have Captain Rex. I think Captain Rex is okay. A tier? No, top of B tier. He's okay. I think he does a lot. Rex does a lot and has this big emotional story with Ahsoka, which I really like, but he's a support character. Now, you're going to see that main characters normally go above support characters unless they've got something really, really special that makes them higher. And I'm already looking at all the other characters thinking, there is a lot of characters in here that I really want to put in S. So for now, I'm going to put him in B, but he could possibly go to the end of A. Next, we have Andor. Andor is perfect in Rogue One, and in his series, he continues along the same vein. Yeah, I'm going to put him ahead of Ventress. No. Anakin in the Clone Wars really redeems himself for me. And maybe because Anakin's part of so many major plot points is the reason I'm putting him ahead. But I really like Andor. Andor's got a really classy character to him. But for me personally, there's nothing that stands out about Andor that I'm like, I love this character because of this. He's just the resistance spy. He reminds me of like French resistance in World War II. That's how he's sort of like introduced. But anyway, I love him, so I'm going to put him there. Next we have... We've got Chewbacca. I think Chewbacca's okay. Again, not much to him. I prefer him... Do I prefer him to Grogu? Yeah, I do prefer him to Grogu, but not better than Captain Rex. I don't really have much to say about him. He's great, but he's a bit... He doesn't really do much. Oh, here we go. The only thing I've got to say about this guy is I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Amazing character. This guy's a side character. And like I was just saying, it's very hard for side characters to get the screen or the time on screen that they deserve. This guy gets that. I absolutely love him. He is the best Force user who is not Jedi or Sith for me, 100%. But still, Ahsoka is ahead for me. Next, we have the Count himself. Oh, God, he's got to go up there as well. Oh, no. This is really tricky. This is really tricky, but I really like Count Dooku. I like him in the Clone Wars. I like him in the prequels. And I do like him in some of the novels as well. Next, we have Darth Maul. Now, Darth Maul, there's not really much to him unless you read any of the novels about Darth Maul or you go into, like, the Clone Wars and Rebels. Him just in the Phantom Menace, he'd probably be somewhere down here. He doesn't really do much. But the way they enhance him by him being chopped in half and coming back to life in Clone Wars and Rebels puts him up here. Yeah, he's ahead of Count Dooku, definitely. There's more to him. I like characters that have layers. Now, unfortunately, I know you don't have too many layers, but you haven't been about for that long. But Maul has lots and lots of layers, lots of pain and trouble, lots of loss, whereas Count Dooku is a bit more two-dimensional. I'm just evil. Next, we have Darth Vader. Oh, he's got to go. I love Darth Vader. It's just an icon, isn't he? I feel like this S tier is going to get really, really full. The whole Darth Vader in any of the novels, in Star Wars Rebels, in extended media, he is just full of pain and rage. And because of Anakin and the loss, Anakin had it all. He was one of the best of the Jedi Order. He was well renowned around the galaxy as an excellent general and fighter. And then he became Darth Vader. And the whole Kenobi series as well really enhances Vader for me. Anything with Darth Vader in it is good for me. So I loved Vader. Director Krennic.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
I actually quite like Director Krennic. Well, because of Rogue One. I think he's an amazing bad guy. I also love the Thrawn trilogy that he is in as well. So for me... Oh, he goes ahead of Maul. Oh, does he go ahead? I'm a sucker for villains, by the way. That might be apparent as we go along. Yeah. Yeah, I like Krennic. I really like Krennic. And the cape. Everyone's got to love a cape. Okay, no competition. Darth Sidious, one of my favorite characters. I think there's only one person on this list who can beat Darth Sidious. Absolute mastermind, evil genius. Every scene he's in is an amazing scene. I made a YouTube short recently about his perfect scene in The Bad Batch. He is just amazing. Amazing character. I don't really have much more to say about him. Ezra Bridger. Oh, Ezra's such a good character as well. I think I prefer Ezra to Ahsoka. I prefer Rebels though. Rebels with Rebels with Ezra's journey is just amazing. And how he wants his parents the whole way through, and then Palpatine gives him that decision at the end that he can go through and see his parents, and he chooses not to. He also saves Ahsoka as well, which I love. His growth. Ezra Bridger's growth throughout Star Wars is just amazing. Especially when Kanan goes blind and he has to deal with that guilt of trusting Maul. Absolutely love Ezra's growth throughout all of Rebels. So amazing character for me. And hopefully he'll be in the Ahsoka series that's coming up. Finn. Rey. That's all I ever see is memes of him saying that. Yeah, you can just go in D tier. Sorry. Sequel fans, I'm sorry, I don't think anyone's going to go very high in the sequels. General Grievous. I like General Grievous in concept, but could he go ahead of Rex? Well, no. I'm going to put him there. I do really like General Grievous. I made a whole video about General Grievous and how he's changed from the Clone Wars to the other Clone Wars series to him being in Revenge of the Sith. I think he's an awesome character, but he didn't really have the arc he deserved. If you look at the other villains of the prequels, you had Darth Maul, who got his moment to shine in all the extended media, Count Dooku, who's also had more of that, and then Grievous. And you've got to remember, Count Dooku was also in Revenge of the Sith as the first villain again. So General Grievous didn't really have his time to shine. The Clone Wars TCW series does nothing to extend him at all. It actually makes him worse. So for me, I don't know, maybe even lower. Because all the TCW stuff that makes him just look like an incompetent villain. I'm going to put him here. Sorry if you like General Grievous. I'm putting him here for now. Oh, General Hux, is it? I'm going to struggle with some of the sequel names. They change what they do with him. Like, I really hate this lady, but they change him so much. He goes from being very serious leader to just idiot. And I don't want to spend time talking about him. He just annoys me because they changed his character so much, and he could have been something a lot better than he was. My favourite character, Thrawn Yorodo, or Thrawn. I love him in Star Wars Rebels, even though he is a lot better in his trilogy of books. I would highly recommend reading them. Tactical mastermind, only has one weakness, which is his politics, and he doesn't really understand why people do the things that they do. But absolutely amazing, and hopefully he's in the Ahsoka series that's coming up, and I can't wait to see him. Now, as you guys know, my channel is the Grand Moff, which is Tarkin. I do love Tarkin. Director Krennic. And I like doing his voice as well. His very British voice. I think here is a good space for him to go. I know he doesn't have much. And you might see a pattern here of a lot of antagonists and people in the Empire. I love the Empire. And I love how it works as a story device. Obviously, I wouldn't like to live in the Empire. It's awful. But as a story component, it's so good. And Tarkin is such a good villain. Very good bureaucrat, and that's the other reason I like Krennic. And I love their little battle that they have at the end. You may fire when ready. So we're going to put the Grand Moff right here, where he deserves. Han Solo, don't get cocky, kid.
Great kid, don't get cocky.
Harrison Ford does an amazing job. They don't really expand Han Solo beyond the originals. I can't think of any media Han Solo's in except the originals. Maybe here? Original fans will probably hate me for this, but he's not really in very much. I never really liked the character of smuggler / I'm the best sort of cocky attitude. But unfortunately, the fact that I don't have that much to say about Han Solo is probably why he's around here. Remember, some of these might change, because I am looking at some of these and thinking they might change, but let's keep going first. Hera Syndulla, excellent support character, excellent. She can definitely go up here. Not putting her in S because, again, I don't think they give her enough. But overall, amazing character. I really like Hera. Oh, this guy. Oh my god.
Sweet mother always said, son, if one hostage is good, two are better. And three, well, that's just good business.
He is such a good character, such a good pirate, and he's the type of character I normally wouldn't like, the comic relief, but he's amazing. The way he works, and he's just so unabashed. Hundo. Oh my god, Hundo is amazing. Hundo has to go in S tier.